Fellow Ugandans, I am known by the names Aroma Patrick. I am a law graduate from Cavendish University, Uganda, who is diversified into agriculture, community development, with interest in governance issues. Today I want to talk about peace in northern Uganda. Since the death and the burial of Honorable Okello Patrick Engwala Machodwogo, people have been talking a lot about peace talks, about bringing peace in northern Uganda, how he fought and brought peace. I want to take this opportunity to tell Ugandans how I brought peace to northern Uganda. I was the communication officer and a spokesperson at that time of Uganda People's Congress, UPC Party. I had my office based at Uganda House. Around 2005, 2006, late 2005 going to 2006, I received a delegation from Acholi land, mostly comprised of young people. A delegation of about 20 people. They came to my office to see me. They came on the issue of peace talk. The peace talk that was taking place in Gulu. At that time, Ambassador Chwet, who is the current director of ESO, External Security Organization, and General Salim Saleh were involved in the peace process in Gulu. They wanted to take from where Betty Bigombe had tried. The delegation met me and brought me all the peace documents, right from 1993 up to 2005 or 2006, up to 2005, up to that time when General Saleh and Ambassador Chwet were negotiating peace in Gulu. When they brought the document to me, I did the analysis. We read together and we jointly agreed that the peace could not be realized in Uganda. Peace could not in northern Uganda through those negotiations. So what I did, I got the documents and shared it with members of the diplomatic community, all the embassies within Uganda. But the Western embassies took interest. They sent the documents to their governments. Their governments analyzed and arrived at a conclusion that based on what they have read, the exchanges between the government of Uganda and the LRA, all the peace actors, peace talk could not successfully be held within Uganda. No, that the peace talk cannot succeed within Uganda. So, these people used the same document and met top government officials. When they were asked by government officials where they got the document from, the member of the diplomatic corps informed the government officials that I'm the one who provided those documents. After informing them, I was arrested together with Honorable John Livingston Okello. He was the former member of parliament of Ochua. We were taken to Kira Road police station and charged with treason and misprision for treason. That I am coordinating LRA in Kampala at that time. I thank members of the diplomatic community. They put pressure and told government that I was working for peace. And good enough, I used to just stay in Kampala, and at that material time, during those days, I used not to come to northern Uganda. So there was no basis of accusing me of collaborating with the LRA. Consequently, we were released. Now, members of the diplomatic community pushed the government and said that peace talk could only be held in Juba. on the basis of the document which I provided, that there was no way peace talk would succeed within Uganda here. And that is how the US government, the British government, the Western government came to endorse the peace talks in Juba. The same document which I supplied to the members of the diplomatic community, I also gave to Margaret Alerotek. Margaret Alerotek was the communication officer of World Vision at that time. World Vision was working for peace in northern Uganda. Margaret Alerotek got these documents from me and took it to Canada, to Kachokema Dit. There was this big gathering of the Acholi community in the diaspora, Kachokema Dit. And she gave copies to top Acholi leaders in the diaspora and everywhere, copies of these documents. The members of the diaspora of Acholi community also resolved that the peace talk could not take place within Uganda. They preferred Juba. When Margaret Alerotek came back from Canada, she traveled to Gulu. Unfortunately, they tracked her movement from Canada to Entebbe up to Gulu. Then they went and poisoned her in Gulu. Margaret Alerotek died. She died while working for peace. Margaret Alerotek was a very brilliant, actually, woman. She was my personal friend. This happened up to tomorrow. The people who poisoned Margaret Alerotek have not been brought to book, but she died while working for peace. This one I can testify. So ladies and gentlemen and fellow Ugandans, if I had not submitted those documents to members of the diplomatic corps, peace would not have returned to northern Uganda. Peace was actually forced on the thorough, down the throat of the government. At that material time, people were not serious about peace. So that is how I worked and brought peace. But it costed me a lot. It really costed me. Because after working for peace, the government has been on my neck ever since. A lot has happened, which I cannot explain in this video. I want the people of northern Uganda to take this information seriously. Now, when people went to now Juba, good enough, the LRA delegation in Juba got in touch with me, and they were sending me every information and documents concerning the peace negotiation and how it was going. And I was sharing the same documents with all the embassies within Uganda. I'm going to be posting some of those documents in the forum from tomorrow. They shared with me everything and the resolution about the peace talk, everything, and they really thanked me. And I worked very closely with members of the diplomatic corps at that time. The ambassador, the American ambassador was Jimmy Colker, with the British High Commissioner, the South African ambassador Chiliza, and the political officer Hans de Beer, plus so many other diplomatic corps. I would send the document, they would meet and analyze, engage the government, engage, advise here and there, and everything went smoothly. And that is how the peace talk came to be concluded successfully in Juba. So ladies and gentlemen, you see me here. I thank God that I have been part of the peace process, delivering the peace which we are now enjoying in northern Uganda. I thank you.